In today's video, I'm going to be guiding you guys through how one can get started as a complete beginner on EasyEquities in South Africa. I'm also going to be guiding you through my story, when I started investing, over what time frame I had invested, how much money I've been able to put away, as well as what my yielded return is on that investment. The platform we're talking about in today's video is EasyEquities, and this is the platform that I have used to embark on my investing journey as a complete beginner. Now, I've been doing this for the past 6 months and have reached a total portfolio value of over 100,000 Rand, which justified me being able to make this YouTube video and share some of the experiences, influential people in my life that assisted me and motivated me to make this decision, as well as guiding you through what apps to use, how to get started, how you can spend more time or allocate more time to increasing your income, which allowed me to put more money away and save it using the EasyEquities portfolio, and then just guiding you through some of the individual stocks that I had picked, as well as the index funds or ETFs, my investing strategy, if you want to call it that, and then some of the influential influencers that I would recommend watching. But without further ado, I'm going to be presenting you with an authentic and transparent, with good intentions guide on EasyEquities. Now, before we jump straight into the video, it's important to note that I'm an 18-year-old. I've only been investing for 6 months. All of the information in this video is for educational purposes only. It's meant to motivate and inspire people, as well as just share my journey with you and hopefully start a pretty cool series on the channel. None of this is financial advice, and just because something had worked for myself doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. I'm going to be keeping this video as short and simple as possible. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video and let's unpack this total portfolio value together. To start this video off, I'm going to be logging into my EasyEquities portfolio and guiding you through my total portfolio value. We're going to be unpacking some of the individual stocks I had picked, what accounts I had decided to invest a portion of my money into, and the reason behind why I had done that. Before we jump straight into that, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to 2 other content creators, South African YouTubers to be more specific, that had helped me or motivate me to embark on this journey. Now, when starting to invest, especially in South Africa, or when looking to make money online, there are millions of influencers that are attempting to profit with ill intent off of the mistakes that beginners make. Now, like you're watching this video, I at one stage was interested in investing in stocks and growing as well as preserving my wealth with a platform like EasyEquities. Now, the 2 content creators that had assisted me most in making this transition or beginning this journey was Money Marks and then Casual Cash. These are 2 amazing content creators. They are both South African. They are a lot more seasonal than I have. They have been investing for a lot longer than I had been investing, and they are the 2 creators that put out really valuable content, which assisted me and prevented me from making a lot of mistakes that I would have made as a beginner investor. So one of the first tips I can actually give you guys is to just spend a little bit of time watching their content. It's really informative content, and it's going to assist you in gaining a whole bunch of knowledge, a really good foundation of knowledge on the platform, how it works, and how one is able to actually invest with it. They've also got some amazing results, so definitely go ahead and check it out. Just wanted to shout out those 2 influencers, as I wouldn't be sitting here making this video today if it was not for them. So definitely go ahead and check them out. Their links are in the description of this video. Now, moving on to my portfolio, I have a total portfolio value of 104,042. Now, of that portfolio value, it's a little bit short, and I'll explain now. The EasyEquities crypto app and the EasyEquities stocks and shares app is different. So if I log into the Easy Crypto app, you'll see it's going to load up the actual, the user interface for the crypto app. And you can see I have a total of 10,700 invested in there. So if we take the total portfolio value, including the crypto, it's about 114,000 Rand invested. Now, of the money I have invested on the main portfolio value, I have 60,000 Rand sitting in a ZAR account. Now, this is money that I have dedicated to my stocks and shares portfolio that I will be investing into my USD account. Now, personally, and again, it's all my personal opinion, I prefer investing within individual stocks that are American based, which means they are on the US stock exchange. Economically, I find it very difficult to justify investing within the South African economy. That again is just my personal opinion. I prefer investing in the US stock exchange as I feel my money is a little bit safer, and I believe there's a little bit less instability on the US stock exchange, but all personal opinion. If we jump onto my EasyEquities USD account, I am going to transfer us to the desktop application where I can actually guide you through my portfolio on a larger screen. It's going to be easier for you guys to see what's going on, and I'm going to guide you through my actual portfolio, what's in it, and why I had decided to purchase that particular individual stock. Now, my portfolio consists of individual companies that we're going to go through now, as well as an ETF. Now, as you can see, the bulk of the income that I had invested on EasyEquities is in a single ETF. I do have the S&P 500 growth where I have $300 invested, and obviously you can see the other companies, but the majority of my funds are actually in an IT ETF. Now, the Vanguard ETF is where the majority of my funds have been invested. You can see I have a total of $830 invested within the Vanguard ETF. Now, the Vanguard ETF is a tech company ETF. So all of your big corporations, your NASDAQ tech companies, examples such as Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, would be bundled up and sold within this ETF. So this ETF tracks a bundle of companies, your top tech companies, and as a solo entrepreneur, my opinion was that tech companies are one of the best assets to invest in right now. Again, this was a speculative investment, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. As you can see, the S&P 500 growth, which is an index fund of more companies, the top 500 companies within the US stock exchange, has done it's been better, it has performed better than the ETF that I speculated would do better. So sometimes it is better to just take your money, invest in index funds. I had this itch that I needed to scratch, and I decided to invest in the tech company ETF, which has still worked out great. I've made a total of 16%, which amounts to $111. And then you can see the S&P 500 growth. I have made 20%, but because I have such a small investment of $2.39, I've only made 40 pennies off of that investment. So I'm going to walk you through some of the individual stock picks that I have. And then I'm also just going to walk you through the reason as to why, or the rules I have that have been passed down from other people to myself that I've just incorporated within my trading strategy as to why I invest in these particular companies. So the companies that I've invested in is Adobe, Alibaba, Amazon, Apple, CoPro, don't ask me why, Microsoft, Tesla, and then the IT or the tech ETF, the S&P 500 growth, and Disney. Now, Disney was a complete speculative guess. I was gambling this particular stock. The company was performing so poorly at the time that I had invested that I didn't think it could get worse for Disney. They were going through that whole stage where people were essentially boycotting them for all of the woke content that they had been putting out, and I essentially assumed that because Disney is such a large company that they would inevitably bounce back from their poor performance. And it sort of worked with a 25% yield on my total investment. It was a small investment of $100, but I made $21 off of that particular investment. Now, the big ones that I invested the majority of my funds in would be Apple with a current value of $700, Adobe $135, Alibaba only $56, Amazon with $250, Microsoft with $100, Tesla with also around $100, and then the Vanguard IT ETF about $830. So if we look total revenue, we've done about 8% profit, which means of the total capital contribution I had decided to invest within my USD account, I've made 9%. Let's call it 9%. Personally, I was really pleased with this. Now, I'm logged into the Easy Crypto app. This is a separate platform, but the same platform, just they have different interfaces. So as you can see, I have a total current portfolio value of around 10,729, which actually makes my total portfolio around 115,000 Rand if we take total assets that are invested. Now, the only coin that I have invested in is Bitcoin. This is, again, it's a speculative guess. Throughout all the hype on the internet, it's just something that I have a small, we can say 10% of my portfolio asset invested in cryptocurrencies. as almost a safeguard in case something happens with it. It's a speculative guess. I'm speculating that it would be something of importance in the future, so I am investing in Bitcoin. I do see the reason for crypto, and I understand blockchain technology. I believe it's something valuable and it has a valuable impact on society. So it is something that I have dedicated a total of 10% of my net worth. And it just makes it so much more convenient to be able to invest in crypto on the same platform. So I use EasyCrypto for my crypto investment platform. I am looking for other crypto platforms. I got a bit burnt with previous platforms that I had used, so I'm cautious about it. But for now, EasyCrypto looks safe, so I have a 10% of my net worth in crypto. But now let's go back to the EasyEquities portfolio. Now that we've established that my total invested was 115,000 Rand, well, let's argue that 55 to 60,000 Rand is currently in the market, and 60,000 Rand is in an account ready to go if I come across any good investment or investment opportunities. At the moment, the market seems really overbought, so I'm saving that money until I identify an opportunity that I would like to invest in. For now, I'm just putting it in the EasyEquity savings account, and it's a portion of my income that I take every month at the end of the month, and I put it into my EasyEquities account so that I can dedicate that to investing. Otherwise, it's just so difficult, because if you're not used to that money going out every month, you kind of want to spend it on something not worthwhile. So I just put it in there. So what is the total amount of money that I have made or benefited from investing in EasyEquities, and was it really worth it? Now, I haven't made a significant chunk of money. I've made 3,600 Rand on my EasyEquities USD account, which is I think it's $187. And then on my crypto account, I have made a substantial profit. I mean, 30% is huge. That is phenomenal. But because of the nature of the investment, the small amount in value, I've only profited about 2,500 Rand. So in total, it's about 5,500 Rand that I've profited off of investing, which right now doesn't seem like a lot, but I think the cumulative or the compounding interest on these investments over a prolonged period of time is really what we're going for here. So it's long-term investing. It's not day trading. You're investing for the long term. You know, how can I accumulate wealth over the next 10, 15, 20 years? And if I can start young, what advantages do I have later on in life because I decided to invest a portion of my income for the future and save it? So with the particulars, for me, it makes more sense to invest my money in the companies that I have or the side hustles that I have, and I allocate more money and time to increasing my income. So I always set a set amount of my income to be invested. At the moment, I have 10% of my total income that I invest every month into my EasyEquities account. Now, it makes sense for me to allocate the majority of my time and money into increasing that income as much as possible so that I can invest more. Now, with the nature of my business, it's quite difficult to do this because of cash flow. For those of you who don't know, I do e-commerce. So I invest in product and I sell the product. So for me, it's quite difficult to take that 10%, but it's something that I've just had to learn and just had to get along with. So my number one tip to people who are looking to start investing as a beginner is to get used to saving. Kind of save and then budget for the end of your month. Don't budget and then at the end of that budget, save what's left. Try and save as much as you can and then, budget for the rest of the month. I know it's difficult, and from somebody in my position, it's so much easier for me to say with less responsibilities and overheads, but I feel it's so important that people invest more and save more, but that's just my opinion. Now, moving on to my investment strategy. I had no strategy, it was all speculation. I was trading fundamentals instead of technicals. So if I move over to what is referred to as TradingView, this is a platform that you can use to monitor the performance of your investments in the form of trading charts. So for any of you that have any experience with these charts, you'd understand that you could do a technical analysis, and there's a whole bunch of concepts as well as strategies that you could use trading technical analysis. Now, I'm trading a fundamental strategy. What that means is I look at the fundamentals of a company, and the rules that I actually have written down here for you is only invest in companies that you fundamentally understand. You need to have a phenomenal understanding of the company before investing in it. So if you look at the likes of my investments, and if you go down to the stocks, they're all companies that I am very familiar with, I understand, and I use on a day-to-day basis, except Tesla. That was an exception. They were doing really bad and their numbers were very poor. So I decided to speculate and invest in it because I like Elon, and I sort of assume that he's going to bounce back with Tesla. So if we look at Apple, I use their phone, I use their computer, I assume that in the next few years, they are still going to be of relevance. So I have invested in them. Amazon, one of the largest e-commerce companies in the world, a platform that I believe is going to continue to grow. I am involved in e-commerce. I have a phenomenal understanding of e-commerce platforms as I sell on Amazon and Takealot. Microsoft, we use Microsoft every single day. Excel, Word, I use them in class. Microsoft is a company that I have a really good understanding of. NVIDIA, computer components. Alibaba, business-to-business platform that I'm currently attempting to replicate in South Africa, but a platform that I use all of the time and see a need for it, as well as a foreseeable future. So the rules that I have set out is, if you're investing in single stocks, understand the company, then use the products on a regular basis. You need to use the products, understand the products on a regular basis. This also means that you're going to be updated if things go wrong or there's information spread about them. You're going to be able to understand what's going on within the company without allocating a whole bunch of time to actually sitting on the news and allocating time to watching it. And then if you see a foreseeable future, continue to invest. If you see that there are things happening that potentially restrict the future of that company, then you might need to consider selling off your assets. But if you look at the company and you see a good foreseeable future, for example, Apple has just released the Apple Vision Pro. I mean, that is a phenomenal piece of technology and I think is going to adapt and evolve in time, which makes Apple, in my opinion, a good investment. But those are just a few of some of my rules. And again, it's just speculation. I think at the end of the day, the important thing is that you dedicate a percentage of your income to be invested in something. Yourself, your savings, in a new business model, and a side hustle. Just allocate a percentage of your income to improving yourself, improving your status, and just bettering yourself. Whether you're investing in crypto or you're investing in the stock market, you're making an attempt to better yourself. And I think that's the message that I'm attempting to portray in this video and the importance of it. I'm not saying that a particular stock or a particular strategy is going to work. I don't believe in that. I don't think it's true. I just think the fundamental truth of investing is good. Now, for those of you who are wanting to begin investing independently on your own, I am going to take 30 seconds to guide you through the process of doing this. So first 15 seconds, you go to the App Store or your Google Play Store and you download the app of a broker. Now you can pick any broker. The broker that I had chosen was EasyEquities, and there's a number of reasons for that. However, there are hundreds of really phenomenal brokers out there that are going to assist you in your journey in investing in stocks, shares, bonds, ETFs, index funds, cryptocurrencies, whatever. And you can download that broker's app and you can sign up and start trading. It's really that simple. The second part of the 30 seconds, I would recommend using a platform, a trading tool such as TradingView. This is free, you don't need to pay for it. It just allows you to have some sort of technical understanding of the companies you're looking into. You can monitor their price using a trading chart over a certain period of time, and it just helps you understand the pricing of that particular company at that particular time, and then also just a lot easier to actually monitor your investments. They also have a news channel, which is really helpful. So yeah, TradingView is a great platform. I'll definitely recommend it to most people out there, but that is all you need to start. The only other thing you're going to need to start is you're going to need a side hustle, or you're going to need to allocate more time to increasing your income. Whether that means spending more time at your day job, studying harder to get a better job, or starting a side hustle, you're gonna need to increase your income so that you can start saving. It's not a requirement, it just makes investing a whole lot easier if you have more money to invest, right? So I have previously done a YouTube channel which shares with South Africans the top 3 side hustles or ways to make money online. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and give it a watch. It's posted on my channel. But that's it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you do enjoy this content, leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.